Hi, everyone. I am Mark McWatters, the VP of Sales at Ambition. Ambition is gamification and coaching for metric-driven teams. And the two primary problems that we are solving for is accountability and encouragement. One without the other can create a culture that doesn't scale, that isn't sustainable. But when we can marry the two, accountability and encouragement, like many of our clients in your industry have, they'll see some pretty profound results. So let's get right into introducing you to Ambition, and then we'll get into more of the platform itself. So we're pretty fortunate to work with some great brands in your industry, as you see here. If you're on this list, thanks so much for being a partner of ours, and thanks for continuing to tell our story. But we're helping these groups with, again, scaling that accountability and encouragement. And when we think about the two, the real challenge is how do we simplify accountability and amplify the encouragement at three levels. So the employee, the manager, and the leader. For employees, often the challenge is they lack the clear understanding of what a good day or a bad day looks like based on leadership expectations in one single place. So that lack of accountability, simple accountability, is challenging and creates unclear expectations. Now, also, we may have unclear expectations, or perhaps they are clear, but are we encouraging the right activities? Are we celebrating those early funnel wins? And so Ambition helps that employee level get the recognition, the motivation they deserve on doing the right activities. Now, managers are so busy, and it's tough for them to coach effectively. So not only how do they have the coaching conversation, but how can they document it? How can it be tied to metrics and outcomes? How do they know what they talked about last week? Ambition's helping to tackle those challenges too. And then for leaders, it's the limited insight into that employee manager interaction. Sometimes you're left blind of, is it my managers or is it my frontline employees? So when we can simplify the accountability around employee manager leader, and we can amplify the encouragement, that's where Ambition clients have the biggest bang for their buck. Now, we are helping to create accountability and encouragement on this sales formula. So let's imagine that you have a dial expectation that leads to connects, which leads to quotes, which leads to loads, which leads to margin. Well, we are taking that data, whether it's in your CRM, your TMS, your dialer, your VoIP, we're bringing it all into one place so frontline Mark understands if he is having a good day or a bad day. Now, under that umbrella of accountability and encouragement, we also have people coming for scaling, for having a better, more positive, accountable culture, for motivating and recognizing those early funnel activities like I shared. Or, hey, we run a lot of competitions, we have a really competitive team. It's just a huge pain to admin. So we're looking for a way to automate those competitions. So whether you're in office, hybrid, or remote, we're a really good fit to solve these challenges. And here are three of our customers who've had a lot of success in your industry. So Arrive, Kinco, Globaltranz, these are their numbers, some pretty big lifts, 109% lift in quarter over quarter loads booked for Arrive. Wow. So these are some great examples of customers in your industry who trust Ambition, who are having significant results. Now let's transition over here into some quick product. Let's imagine Erin is one of your frontline brokers and she logs in every day, lands on her scorecard. Now, managers, leaders, office GMs, you all have your own version of this, but let's stay here on the front line where she's accountable to talk time, calls, profit, margin percentage, and shipment count. What Ambition does is creates one single score, the activity score, based on these weighted metrics to tell Erin if she's having a good day or a bad day. Now, what we also do, if those are the leading indicators, we create the same visibility and accountability on the lagging indicators, these monthly or quarterly objectives. So same concept, one single metric that drives multiple metrics. Now, let's say you have more metrics than just what's in the scorecard. Hey, let's keep the scorecard simple, but we want the other metrics visible inside of Ambition. Well, here you see where they stack rank versus their peers, or maybe it's a trend line of how they're performing over time versus others in a similar role. So quick visibility for Erin to know how she's performing versus her team. Now, for you leaders, oftentimes I know it keeps you up at night of like, hey, is the frontline manager, frontline employee executing on the initiatives that I've outlined? Well, let's imagine you've got a goal of 1,800 loads booked in this quarter, and you want quick visibility into not only how's the team progressing, but who within the team is contributing most and least. Well, this goal is a great example of how you might do that. So once we have this foundation of metrics, we have this accountability in place, it's really simple for Erin to understand. We're going to amplify the encouragement via competitions, accolades, and other celebrations. So here in competitions, we're pretty famous for the fantasy football style competition inside of Ambition. Harvard Business Review studied us for that. So you might run that head-to-head, long-term fantasy style competition, or you might be running a simple call blitz for 1 hour on a Friday afternoon. You know, it's typically slow. So in Ambition, you can automate those competitions, really easy to set up. Many of the managers are setting them up as needed and launching those competitions, driving the encouragement there on their sales floor or for their remote team. Now, accolades is more like a trophy wall. So think about, hey, Erin had a great month, had a great quarter, President's Club, whatever it is that needs to be recognized. Ambition will automate that, and she can push those things to social, like LinkedIn, in order to share her success. The last piece that ties all this together is coaching. And here in coaching, we create an easy way for the manager and the employee to document those one-on-one interactions. So whether it's a weekly one-on-one or a coaching session or a simple note, you can log all that here in Ambition. And so Erin and her manager are on the same page at all times. Happy to get into more the manager use case, the leader use case when the time is right. But if you're interested in learning more, head to ambition.com. There you can request a demo and our team will be in touch with you shortly. Thanks so much for the time.